Hello everyone, welcome to this week's weekly market view for Monday the 12th of December to Friday the 16th of December 2022. My name is Vishal. Let's get started. Alright, let's start with the Nifty analysis and let's start with the monthly chart. So if you look at the monthly chart now for the month of December, we are seeing a little bit of a bearish formation being created on the monthly chart. Now because this candle is still an ongoing candle, this candle is not yet closed. So ये candle अभी तक close नहीं हुआ है, and there is no evidence that markets might turn and pull back over here. However, if markets do turn and do give us a pullback, then we have a new level of demand which is created around 17,761 to 16,739. And if there is a pullback, then this pullback might force the prices to come all the way down to these levels and retrace and start moving up again. All right. Okay. Let's move on to the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we have a little bit of a uncertainty in terms of the markets, where the markets did move strongly up. They did manage to close above the all-time high, but somehow they are struggling to now move to the upside. So we are in a little bit of a consolidation phase, although the mood is a little bit of a bullish mood in the market, but we need to be a little careful, because in case if the market does correct, then we might see prices pulling back all the way down to this level of demand. If that happens in the due course of time, we might expect to see the Nifty pulling back all the way here and then maybe again moving up. Alright, let's move to the daily chart. On the daily chart, we did have a gap down opening today, but as soon as we had a gap down opening today, the markets did not move further down. They made a low of 18,345.70, and now we are expecting the markets to move to the upside. Right, so this is a key area now that needs to be watched out for, especially this gap level over here. And if the market does give a pullback to this level, then we might see the markets moving up here and then eventually again probably turning down or consolidating. So what we are seeing right now on the Nifty is a little bit of a bearish momentum on the daily chart, but the weekly and the monthly charts are still showing us a strong momentum to the upside. There's another key level of demand here that we need to also watch out for, and this is this area over here. If the markets do come back into this area, we might see a little bit of a bounce coming in. So for the week, we might expect the market trying to be range bound between 18,300 odd levels to 18,700 odd levels, and unless and until the market breaks and this supply zone and moves to the upside, or then breaks this demand zone and moves to the downside, a trader can basically maintain more of a consolidation view on the Nifty. Alright, now let's move on to some of the key levels for intraday on the Nifty. So let's move to the intraday chart. So this is today's price action on the 5-minute chart of the Nifty, and as you can clearly see, the markets went all the way down towards this area. They took help of this support. We did have a key level of demand over here sitting here, and that is exactly from where the prices have bounced, which is the 18,355 to 331 odd level. And the markets have given us a strong bounce. Now, whether this bounce will sustain, only time will tell. However, if the price does move in the day into these areas, then these are going to be some key levels of supply to watch out for, from where we might see the price reacting and falling down again. So these are key levels of supply to watch out for on the Nifty. And if the market does move towards these areas, then we might see either a fall coming like this, or then the market moves a little bit more deeper and then moving like this. So shorting at higher levels is going to be more a little watchful, since there are these two supply zones over here. Alright, let's move on to the volatility analysis. So let's look at the volatility analysis now on the Nifty. So let's load our volatility analysis chart. So I have a template over here. I'm just going to load that template. And let us look at what the option premiums on the Nifty are currently. So today, because the market has gapped down, we are seeing a little bit of a spike. But our stance would be that premiums are still low, which means that option buyers would be looking to enter some debit spreads or some kind of debit strategies, and any kind of non-directional option traders will also be looking more on the non-directional trades, more on the debit side. Right? So it's not a good idea to be selling options right now in the current scenario of the market, because the premiums of options are pretty low. Alright, let's move on to the Bank Nifty now. And let's see what the charts are telling us on the Bank Nifty. Let's start with the monthly chart. And let's see what the monthly chart is telling us. So monthly chart on the Bank Nifty is pretty strong. It has broken the high. It has maintained the high above the all-time high, to say so. And now we have a key level of demand, which is this rally-based rally, 39,480 to 37,120. So if we compare both the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, without a doubt, the Bank Nifty is the much stronger index, and that is what the market is also doing right now. Whenever the Nifty pulls the index down, it's Bank Nifty who takes the index back. Now there are some key levels of demand on the Bank Nifty. One area of demand is right here. And there is a possibility that we might get to see a pullback, as whenever you see this kind of a price formation, this possibly tells us that maybe now the buyers are getting a little bit tired, and if they do tend to get tired, there might be some kind of a profit booking coming into the market, which might just pull the market right into either this level of demand or this level of demand, and this is where we would expect to see the markets rising up again. So just be a little careful on your swing long or your positional long positions at this area, because this is showing a little bit of tiredness now, at least the candle formations. Let's move on to the daily chart. And let's look at the daily chart of the Nifty. और अगर हम डेली चार्ट देखेंगे तो मार्केट जो है बैंक निफ्टी काफ़ी कंसोलिडेशन कर रहा है. इट इज़ मेकिंग हाइज एंड देन कंसोलिडेटिंग, मेकिंग हाइज एंड इट इज़ कंसोलिडेटिंग. So right now this is not a very easy phase for any kind of a directional or a non-directional trader to participate, because the markets are going down and coming up, and it's kind of giving V-shape recovery. It's always tough to trade V-shape recovery markets when this is happening. So just be a little careful. And right now the closest level of demand on the Bank Nifty is this gap level over here. So we need to be a little watchful on this gap level. और अगर market यहाँ पे एक अच्छा correction देता है based on what the weekly candles are doing, then this can be a good opportunity to enter on the Bank Nifty, and we would expect to see the prices rising again on the Bank Nifty. If you look at the volatility levels, volatility के जो premiums हैं वो बहुत ही सस्ते हैं अभी, तो credit strategies करना would not be an ideal situation. So try and focus more on debit strategies or debit spreads with a directional perspective. और अगर आपका व्यू डायरेक्शनल नहीं है, नॉन डायरेक्शनल है, तो आप नॉन डायरेक्शनल स्ट्रैटेजीज भी कर सकते हैं, लेकिन आपको डेबिट स्ट्रैटेजीज करने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि वॉलेटिलिटी के जो प्रीमियम्स हैं वो बहुत ही सस्ते हैं. सो वॉलेटिलिटी प्रीमियम्स आर वेरी लो राइट नाउ, एंड डूइंग एनी काइंड ऑफ क्रेडिट स्ट्रैटेजीज और क्रेडिट स्प्रेड्स इज नॉट अ गुड आइडिया, at least on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty in the current market situation. Let's look at the Nifty Bank with an intraday perspective. Let's remove all the tools and let us see what the market did this morning today. So let's hide a little bit of this price action today, because this is what it was, and let's say this is what we had, right? So this is Friday's close, right? And if you look, we had these key levels of demand here, and we also have a key level of supply at the top, right? So this is an area to watch out for. Today in the morning, the markets came down into this level, held on to this level, and gave a very strong bounce out of this level. This is possibly telling us that at every dip, the buyers are coming into play and not allowing the market to, go down. So this is going to be a key area to watch out for intraday today. अगर market यहाँ पे फिर से आता है तो एक buying opportunity फिर से बन सकती है, और अगर market यहाँ ऊपर जाता है then there can be a selling opportunity here. The only thing that we need to be now careful with this demand zone is what has happened this morning here. So prices have gone into the demand zone and have pierced this demand zone. So maybe now if there are any unfilled orders, those unfilled orders will probably be somewhere over here, right? So if market does happen to correct in the afternoon or later in the day, then we might see the market going a little bit more deeper, trying to fill up all these orders and then reversing back. So just be a little watchful on this level. However, this level is still very, very intact. So if markets do go over here, we might see another reaction coming in and at least falling right up to the 50% of this range. Okay, so let's see whether that happens. All right, since we have discussed the Bank Nifty now, let's quickly have a watch on the key stock for this week, and let's talk a little bit about State Bank of India. And we'll look at State Bank of India with a swing perspective or a positional perspective, and also with an intraday perspective. So first and foremost, if you look at the higher time frame charts, stock is in a very, very strong momentum to the upside. We do have a monthly demand zone already in the making, very, very similar to the Nifty. So things are looking pretty strong on State Bank of India. And let's go to the 125-minute chart. And on the 125-minute chart, we do have a key level of demand over here, right? And that is one of the closest levels of demand from the current market price. So if by any chance Bank Nifty consolidates and begins to correct, then there is a very likely possibility that State Bank of India, which also belongs to the Bank Nifty sector, will also begin to correct. And since the PSU banks are the strongest right now, there can be a good opportunity if State Bank of India pulls back to this level of demand and we get a nice bounce from this area. So this is State Bank of India with more of a swing to positional perspective. Now also let's look at State Bank of India with an intraday perspective. So we will go to a smaller time frame chart and let's evaluate State Bank of India on an intraday perspective. Alright, so let's look at some key levels of State Bank of India for intraday. And as we can see that State Bank of India is currently more or less reacting to this area of supply, and this was a supply zone which was created on the 6th of December. Right now the supply zone is still in play. If the market does correct, we might see, or Bank Nifty does correct, then we might see State Bank of India coming to these key levels of demand. Right, so this is, or these are the two key levels of demand from where we can expect the price to move up. So either prices might do this, or prices might go a little bit more deeper into this, right? And if the prices go back into this area of supply, then there is one more opportunity where we can see a little bit of a selling coming in, right? So let's see how the market behaves and the market participates for this week. I hope you enjoyed the short and sweet analysis. Looking forward next week for some more stocks and some more. So if you do enjoyed our analysis, do press the like button, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel, Sharekhan Education. Please put your comments. There were some comments put last week about discussing some stock related levels. So we have tried to incorporate that in this session. So anything that you need in terms of analysis or anything, you can just include that in the comment section, and we will try our level best to cover it in the next week analysis. Take care everybody. Have a safe trading week, and looking forward to see you next week. Bye-bye.
This should not be treated as a recommendation. Please conduct your own analysis or consult a financial advisor before investing.